What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex. You watching a Ragin Ronin review. I got a review for you. Last Tuesday, I saw How to Train Your Dragon 2, and it is, of course, the sequel to How to Train Your Dragon. And I'll be completely honest with you. I don't watch a whole lot of animated films. I just don't. I'm not a big fan of animated films, and I probably watch one a year, if not zero. And this year, I've already seen two of them. I've seen the Lego Movie, which I thought was awesome. And now I've seen How to Train Your Dragon 2. And I want to give a big shout out to Ethan for getting me into this franchise, because he sent me a Blu-ray of How to Train Your Dragon on an episode of Ragin Nation Mail, and I really enjoyed it. And therefore, because of my enjoyment for that movie, I ended up watching How to Train Your Dragon 2 on a big screen, and here's my review. And first of all, everybody is back. Everybody is back from the original cast. I love the voice acting with the cast members. We got Jonah Hill, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, Jay Baruchel, Gerard Butler, with the addition of a bunch of new, or rather other voice actors who came into the mix, which added to a great supporting cast. And what's most important about an animated movie is not just about the characters, but the story, because usually animated movies, of course, deal in the realm of fantasy, and this was full-on fantasy, but you gotta have a very, I guess, creative and fantastic story to really make it work, and it's gotta be very imaginative. And with How to Train Your Dragon 2, you know what? They totally solidified that, especially by taking, or rather bringing back the essence of what made the first one great. What made the first one great is the whole mystery of dragons. Are they good or are they bad? And they kept that theme and brought it into the second one, but they just made it more of a further development into the story of what's the guy's name again? Hiccup. The continuing adventures of Hiccup and Toothless. So they continued that story. They kept the theme of the original, but what they did is they developed their characters and its adventures even further. And what we have here is an even more fun story, a more action-packed story, and it is something very enjoyable because we see new developments with his family, all right? And I think that them bringing it into that mix really brings it to a further level of development where we're seeing like a new perspective of their story. And I really like that about the movie. I like that it wasn't just his story, there's more to it, all right? There's a further expansion into their universe, and I thought that was great. And we're also seeing new, different types of antagonists, and these antagonists are more relentless than the dragons themselves. So it's a very good mix of story and great characters, and of course great action. I think the action in this movie goes further and beyond compared to the first one. There's a lot more dragons this time around, and I love the designs and animations of the dragons. They look so goofy, and you know that they decided, or rather the animators decided to make them look like that because those are their personalities. Not the night fairies, but the dragons themselves don't talk. All they do is emote through their eyes and their mouths, or essentially their faces. And you have the really scary looking ones, you have the goofy looking ones, you have the cute looking ones, right? But for the most part, they all have the same style of design, right? And I like that about the dragon designs, because it's not your typical dragons. And, you know, there's ones with horns, there's ones with tusks, there's ones with 4 wings, and there's ones with, you know, there's all kinds of them. And I love that about these dragons, because you don't want to make all the dragons look the same, because otherwise you'll end up thinking that, you know, there's nothing special about them. So I love that the animators decided to go far above and beyond to really give the dragons personalities, because this is a movie called How to Train Your Dragons. The dragons are the highlight of the films, and what's great about the dragons is the flying scenes. I love the flying scenes. The flying scenes are really well done, and it makes for some great action, and it almost makes the action feel kind of like a ballet. It feels like poetry, because there's these sequences where they're flying and they're doing just these great flying choreography in the air, and it just feels like, you just feel like, well, I felt like a kid again. I was like, watching it like that. The 3D was great, especially, you know, with all the flying sequences, the things coming at you. It was awesome. It felt like a very immersive experience. So, while I still think the original is a great film, I gave the original a 9.5 out of 10. I think it's a really great film. I'm going to give this one a 9. All right? It's still a very high score. I still think the story of the original film is great. However, the action in the second one, the sequel, is definitely a lot better, all right? And I like that even though it's an animated film, there's still some very mature themes in the movie. So it keeps it very accessible to both adults as well as the kids. The kids will love the visuals, the action, and the animation, and the adults will appreciate the more mature aspect of the film. All right, so very, very cool. I really enjoyed this film, and I'm giving it a 9 out of 10, and I highly recommend that you guys check it out in 3D. All right, that's all I gotta say in this video. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. My name is Alex Yu. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. To begin with, okay, domestically at least. I mean, Resident Evil came out in 2002, and it made 40 million. Resident Evil